After over a year and a half of waiting, fans in the US will finally be welcomed back to NJPW events this August. The torch at LA Coliseum will see the stars out in force at Resurgence, August 14th, while 2 nights later, crowds will witness the best hour of pure professional wrestling on the planet for the first time, as NJPW Strong and Fighting Spirit Unleashed comes to Thunder Studios in Long Beach. It's been quite the journey back to having live crowds, and quite the journey for New Japan Pro Wrestling in the US over the last 4 years. Let's look at the factors behind NJPW of America's resurgence. From the likes of Tatsumi Fujinami and Tiger Mask wrestling in the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden, to the simultaneous rise of the New World Order in both Japan and the US, partnerships between New Japan Pro Wrestling and other companies in the area had given American fans the chance to sample NJPW and its wrestlers over the years. Yet there was always a desire to see the action of NJPW as is in the United States. In July 2017, fans finally had the chance to experience something that had previously required a passport and a flight to Japan. G1 Special in the USA brought NJPW out in force to the Long Beach Convention Center for 2 nights with an instant sellout crowd witnessing history. 5 IWGP title bouts saw the Junior and Heavyweight Tag Championships, the Intercontinental Championship, and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship all defended, but the centerpiece of the doubleheader was an all-new belt of red and gold. An 8-man elimination tournament would crown the first ever IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion at the G1 Special. Competition for the title, since Hell's Bite, Lance Archer and Jon Moxley was appropriately fierce until Kenny Omega and Tomohiro Ishii faced off in the final. Omega and Ishii had already battled past Jay Lethal and Zack Sabre Jr. earlier in the evening to earn the right to face off in the main event, but the desire to leave a mark on history led each man to leave marks on one another. Over 31 minutes of brutal action would end with Omega standing over Ishii as the first US Heavyweight Champion. The second G1 Special saw New Japan in San Francisco, headlined by Omega defending the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Cody on a night that proved just how hard the battle for success can be in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Juice Robinson would tough out a broken left hand and complete a long journey to vindication over Jay White to become IWGP US Heavyweight Champion. Hiroki Goto would battle Jeff Cobb to retain Never Gold, while Hiromu Takahashi's battle to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title over eternal rival Ryu Lee reminded the world that in the International Wrestling Grand Prix, the grand prize carries a great price. Yet while fans in the US awaited their chance to see Hiromu in the flesh again, they were also welcoming all new names. As NJPW continued its advance into the US, there became a need to recruit and develop fresh stars. In that spirit, Katsuyo Shibata would head up NJPW's LA dojo, with first prospects Clark Connors and Alex Coughlin starting their journey before the cameras rolled at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Through Lions Break projects and then into Lions Break Contender and the LA Dojo Showcase on NJPW Strong, Connors, Coughlin, and Carl Fredericks all gained a platform to show the world that the future of NJPW is in their hands, while Ren Narita, Kevin Knight, and the DKC all clamored to be a part of the best development system in the professional wrestling world. While new names were being established, the already established were set for the biggest stage yet in 2019. When G1 Supercard came to Madison Square Garden, the seemingly impossible became a reality, and fans hung from the hallowed rafters to scream their appreciation for New Japan, while Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito continued their rivalry on an incredible international stage, and Kazuchika Okada defeated Jay White in the main event to lift the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Despite his loss, the Switchblade would have the ammunition to claim that he single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden as heavyweight champion. In the opener that night at MSG, Jeff Cobb defeated future United Empire teammate Will Ospreay to win the Never Openweight Championship, a championship now in the possession of Jay White, who at Resurgence will become the only man in history to defend the IWGP Heavyweight United States, and never openweight championship in a ring on American soil. No doubt, when Jay White steps in the ring against David Finlay on August 14th, we'll have him to thank for the house at Resurgence. After the house was brought down by the first ever international G1 Climax matches on July 6, 2019 in Dallas, Texas, headlined by Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi's legendary feud continuing. And more tournament history was made with Super J Cup 2019, El Phantasmo securing a monumental victory, even if his actions in victory were less than respectable. It was time for NJPW to establish a permanent and official home in the USA. New Japan Pro Wrestling of America was officially established in November 2019. An event celebrated with Showdown in San Jose and LA as fans saw Jushin Thunder Liger wrestle his last match in the US, while David Finlay returned from injury to battle Lance Archer for the IWGP US Championship. After FinJuice lost the IWGP Tag Championships to the Guerrillas of Destiny, February 1st, 2020 at New Beginning USA in Atlanta, Finlay was ready for his next chance at championship success in the US, but a global crisis delayed that. Just as NJPW was embarking on its biggest year yet in the US, the COVID pandemic stopped the most critical part of the whole operation. After all, without in-ring action, professional wrestling is not professional wrestling. In July 2020, however, that engine sparked into life in a different form. Every Friday night since, Strong has reliably brought fans the best hour of pure professional wrestling on the planet. No names like Juice Robinson, David Finlay, and Bullet Club, led by New Japan Cup USA 2020 winner Kenta, opened the door for New Japan fans to be exposed to all new stars. The discipline of Carl Fredericks and Clark Connors, the straightforward violence of Brody King and Chris Dickinson, the athleticism of Leo Rush and Danny Limelight, the superstar charisma of Fred Rosser given an all-new strong-style edge, all would earn their stripes on Strong, while filthy Tom Lawler earned the strongest stripe of all when he became the first Strong Openweight champion. Yet as reliable Strong was from a quality standpoint, the thrill of Friday nights has been in unknown surprises. Legends like Yuji Nagata and Satoshi Kojima have hit the ring. Outside prospects like Josh Alexander have shown their worth, and Prodigal Good Brothers have returned after 5.5 years away. But when you talk about unpredictable surprises, nobody is more unpredictable than the former IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. Jon Moxley made his own first Strong appearance unannounced in January 2021, but is a featured name all set for Resurgence August 14th, as he brings a mystery partner to help settle the score with the Good Brothers. As for the red and gold belt that he used to wear, torn from him by the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer, that will be defended in the second of 2 championship main events against Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace making his long-awaited return to the US. And speaking of long-awaited American returns, Tomohiro Ishii hits the torch at LA Coliseum to take on Impact Wrestling's Moose, with plenty more matches besides. We cannot wait to bring you Resurgence on August 14th. And if you can't join us in person, wherever you are, be there on the king of sports streaming services, njpwworld.com.